We are now on. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Gaming After Dark on this fantastic Tuesday, February the 25th. Hope everybody in the chat is doing well. We are fantastic. Boom, boom, kaboom. I'm your host, Noof Nukem, in the room once again, and I'm back with the always amazing, the beautiful, the sexy, the charismatic Primal Eve. What's happening, Primal?
Keep going. Keep going.
We keep going 10 minutes later. I think I got all the expletives in here.
Yeah, so far so good tonight. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. And we are going to be doing even better because our guest tonight, guys, is everybody's resident opinionated ninja, Mr. Jago Kuken. That's right. He used to be with us in the Game Dosage podcast. You might remember from back in the day. Been trying to get Glitcher on this sumbitch for a while, but man, that dude is fucking harder to track down than one of those terrorists in an Iraqi bunker. Let me tell you. That guy, I don't know what's up with him. He said he was going to come on soon. But anyway, Jago Kuken is in the house, people. How you doing, Jago? What's up? Say hello to everybody, brother.
Finally, I have come back to Gaming After Dark. What's up, chat? What's up, panel? Let's go, baby.
And in case anybody's microphones were not quite sure if they were working, you now know. Everybody jumping in, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Let's give a big shout out to our amazing chat. As always, Timothy Dixon, one of the first in the house, followed by the always amazing Spider-Man 356. Draven Nero was hanging out with us as well. We got Froggy T. Wright. What's going on, Froggy? I think it might be your first time here. Jay Slayer J is back in the house as well. So we got a good crew already jumping in here. I can't wait to get going. Shout out to Dealer and his crowd over at RDX who gave us a nice little plug before their show, and it might still actually be going, but shout out to those guys for giving us a little plug here as we get going tonight. So lots of topics to jump into, but let's start out. Let's start with the guest first. Jago, what's happening in your life, bro? How you been doing? What have you been playing? All that good stuff.
Oh, holy shit. Well, working as usual, doing that grind by myself. It's been doing it for like 2 years, about a year and a half by myself. It sucks. I'm old, Noof. It works. It wears me down, brother. Other than that, trying to game when I don't feel like taking a fucking nap. And let's be honest, we all feel like taking more naps than we all will admit to. I actually got Noof, me and Dirty J been playing. We got a game night on Saturdays, every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Me and Dirty J do that every Saturday. So we've been playing some COD with him.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, we played COD this past Saturday. We played the Division 2 with the Blue, the Blue, and Big Country, him too. They jumped in.
Yep.
And then my wife actually ordered me with her tax return, ordered me an upgrade for my Arcade 1-Up machine, my Street Fighter one. Mm-hmm. So my Street Fighter machine now has like damn near every old school console known to man, and I've been just rocking out some 8-bit, 16-bit games from TurboGrafx, Nintendo, NES, Genesis, all that here recently, brother.
That's awesome, dude. Some of the classics you still can't beat them, man.
Fuck no, dude. I was having a blast playing Punch-Out. Well, it's not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out because the whole Mike Tyson back in the day, but I was playing Punch-Out, the original Punch-Out on the NES the other day. It was awesome, dude, for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's funny how some games, like, they're still playable today. They're still fun. And then there's other old school games you go back and play and you're like, oh my God, how the hell did I ever play? This is so bad.
Yeah.
I bought this little portable like about a week and a half ago. I was just into a thrift store, like, one of these stores, and it's like this Game Boy looking thing. I think it's called Retrobit.
Yeah.
And it's filled with there's about 30 plus games that are sort of recognizable, and then there's about 100 and 200 games under to, like, you never heard of, like, those crappy, like, little shit type things.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, most of them are like Capcom. They're either Capcom games or what's it, Capcom and Data East. So there's like Bad Dudes on there, and there's some like Ghosts and Goblins is on there. There's Mega Man 2 and 3, and there's a few others, and some of those are not bad. But even still, like, I'm playing this and I'm like, man, these games are like, they've aged badly. And they're hard as old fuck. Because a lot of the old, what I found about a lot of, especially the old 8-bit games in particular, they're very timing sensitive. So, like, you have to jump at a certain time. Like, if you look at the controls aren't exactly as precise as, say, the more modern 8-bit and 16-bit games that are coming out now. It's like obviously that's over time those controls have improved, kind of thing. So
Right.
yeah, and plus
try
more
playing
continues.
Try playing Punch Out with an arcade stick, and you've never done that before. That was a
Oh,
learning
wow.
curve. That was a learning curve.
Oh, I bet. All right, well, let's get back. Let's give another shout out to the chat because we got some other people jumping in here. We got Try Hard Fan is in the house. Alan Savage is here. Wow, I don't care, even though he cares about this podcast. Apparently, thanks. Wow, I don't care. Alan Savage is in the house. Anime Heaven X23. Cali Rex. The blue one is here, as you were just talking about him a minute ago. What's up, Blue?
Yep. What's up,
we
Blue?
got RG Viper X is in the house as well. So we got a good crew here joining us already. Primal Sweeter, what have you been able to play, if anything, over the last little bit?
Well, I finally did beat BioShock after I started it last week. It was actually decent. Story was really good. I'm kind of upset that I was too much of a pussy to play it to begin with. It's not that scary, except for a couple parts.
You are what you're born with.
You don't know how I live my life.
What you're saying is there's two dicks and a cunt in the room. Is that what it is? Pardon the language. I guess, by the way, before we go any further, we should also just warn anybody if you got kids at home or maybe you're new to this podcast that our sense of humor on this particular one can tend to get a little raunchy. So just keep that in mind. We don't mean to offend them, and it's all jokes here. We just, we have a good time, but obviously, like I said, our humor can get a little bit raunchy. It's not your typical everyday kind of podcast. So just keep that in mind. If, again, you have loved ones listening by, or maybe you're a married man watching this podcast, sometimes our language gets a bit naughty for the old lady in the background. We don't want her giving you a smack upside the head. We got Mr. Glasses in the house, and Ron Hale is here as well. What's going on? Good old Canadian humor, yes, indeed. Cold to the core. But anyway, go ahead, Primal. What were you saying? You were talking about BioShock and other stuff?
Oh, yeah, no. And then other than that, I'm having like a real hard time. I don't know if it's just like a lull for me, but it's like all the games that I've been enjoying lately are games that have been released 10 plus years ago. I haven't really found anything that's really been wowing me lately. So I'm a little disappointed. I don't know. I might just have to wait for Cyberpunk whenever it decides to come out. That's pretty much it. Like I just all the games I'm playing are, I guess, like considered quote unquote retro now. So yeah.
Right. Well, I just started myself. I started Dirt Rally 2.0. Just installed that. I've been playing Star Wars. What do you call it? The Fall Jedi, The Fallen Order. I just went back in and beat The Last of Us for probably my third time on different accounts. Finally beat Terminator. What the fuck is it called? The new Terminator game. Terminator, not Redemption. What the hell is it called? Terminator Resistance. Not a bad game. Definitely not worth the full price. But if you pick it up on the cheap, go pick it up. It's a pretty good game. I haven't been really in a big gaming mood over the last while. I also got into Tom Clancy, The Division 2. Like the game is on dirt cheap right now, so if you haven't picked it up already, guys, it's on Xbox for like $3, I think US, for something Canadian. So yeah, definitely a good game for that price. That's for sure. Yeah, so that's kind of it for the games we've been playing. Besides playing with ourselves from time to time, right? Everybody keeping themselves happy if their old lady, man, or invisible partner. It's your only option.
Nobody ever does that, Noof.
Yeah,
it's talked about, but we don't do that.
But yeah, that's a good question because Cali Rex in chat's in a gaming slump. Everybody in the chat, and obviously from this panel, has anybody here gone through that phase where it's really weird? You've got all the games in the world to play. Your backlog is crazy, and you'll sit down some days and you're itching to play a game, but at the same time, you're not in the mood. It's almost like the game is too exhausting or it's too much of an investment, and you're just not ready to kind of jump in and either get frustrated or what. Like that's the only reason I don't play Sekiro right now is because I know how much of a commitment that game's going to take for me to beat it. And like, I have to build up that willpower to get going because otherwise it's going to frustrate me and I'm going to just keep shutting it off.
I'm in that right now, Noof. There's what is it? Plague's Tale in Game Pass. There's Tekken 7. There's all these games. And I guess maybe it's because what I do a lot. I mean, I know I'm not on Xbox a lot compared. I know people call me a fraud. Look at this gamer score, blah 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 bullshit. But a lot of times I'm like, I know that I got all these amazing games to play.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I just don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? I totally get that.
Totally. So everybody goes through it. Kelly Rex said he's gone through it several times. Who else here? Somebody, wow, I don't care, says he just achievement hunts when he's kind of in that slump. Triard says he hasn't been in that slump for a while. It's kind of weird, right? Like, it's just, you just get in these moods or these phases where gaming is just not at the top of your agenda. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's being tired or.
Tryhard fan said he hadn't been. I haven't been at slump. I thought he said he had, but no. I mean, yeah. If it wasn't for me and Dirty J playing on Saturday nights, I wouldn't game much at all unless it was on my arcade machine.
Absolutely. Saltiest Gaming is in the house. People, welcome, Mr. Salty. How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a good night. So you so many games you have to sit and think about which one you want to play, right? You look at this big old list on your hard drive and it's like, holy hell, right? What do I want? What game do I want to get deep into the backlog? We got Ashtray Gaming is in the house. What's going on?
Yes, what's up, Ashtray?
All right. Well, enough for the intros to get going. It's 8:13 here, at least in my time, which means it's about 10:13 on the eastern seaboard. Yes, because I'm out in the mountains, if guys didn't know, which is kind of why this podcast is sort of late for you Easterners, because I start at 8, which is 10 Eastern time. So let's get going here. We got some great topics. We're going to start with one that's obviously been a hot topic over the last couple. It really isn't even much of a topic per se, but I suppose it's made a lot of Xbox fans exponentially happy. Now, we're not the biggest tech gurus on this panel. I don't think either one of us here is going to come out and claim that we know it all, that we can break this shit down for you in layman's terms, because I certainly don't. I do know that usually the bigger numbers mean bigger and better results.
Yes.
Proof's always in the pudding, as I say. Yes, it is all about the games. It always has been, always will be, but it is nice to have a machine that can perform at the optimal, because anybody can tell you right now, playing a game on your Xbox One versus a game on your Xbox One X is quite different. Trust me. So once you, like I said, once you go to the X, you don't want to go back to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know what I mean?
No.
So that's how it. Bigger is always better. Yes, in some cases, Primal might be able to elaborate on that.
I say any size is good. I'm so like ill. It's not even funny. So I'll make someone happy eventually.
By the way, guys, I was trying to get numbers up in this podcast. I was suggesting to Primal even before the chat. I know she's not big and keen on the camera, but I told her, I said, Primal, why don't you don't even have to show your face. Just wear a nice tight t-shirt and have them focus right in on your big set of Hooters.
Right.
And just talk. I guarantee you the numbers will go up. I'm pretty sure there's people in the chat right now that would definitely love to see Primal Tutors. Look, I don't mind taking my shirt off either, but my God, I don't need people vomiting while they're watching the show. I got man boobs, so I don't know. Like that would work for some people.
Hooters with no hair is always nicer.
Hooters with no hair, yes. Yeah, we got a few people already in the chat. They're like, yeah, bring it on. There you go. Primal could always put a little water on there, and
I was gonna say I could accidentally not drink my drink and just have it all over my shirt.
Every week she finds a new way to spill her drink.
Right?
Hey, look, Ron Hale's got some sort of erect fruit in the chat. All right. So anyway, back to the topic, and I'll start with my co-host, my guest on this one. So Xbox this week, again, I know what's going on, because Xbox used to be kind of quiet for a while, wouldn't announce things. All of a sudden now they're dropping like these fucking bombs all over the place. Mm-hmm. First that surprise Xbox Series X reveal at the Game Awards, and now they finally sort of officially break the actual stats, and it is 12 teraflops. Speculation of that for a while. So it is 12 teraflops. It's running RDNA 2. It's got 16 gigabyte of DDR5 RAM. It's going to have a solid state drive built in. Basically, the machine literally is a monster. It pretty much eats Xbox One X's for breakfast. Anybody that knows anything knows that this is an absolute beast. It should have performance coming out the yin yang. At least we hope. So, And I'll start with you, Jago. Jago, what did you think of Xbox sort of coming out there, throwing their balls into the wind, so to speak, and laying it out there that this machine is going to be an absolute behemoth. It's right up there with some of the top PCs on the market right now. That sort of thing. So what are you thinking when Microsoft dropped the news? Does it mean anything to you? Does it mean anything to anybody in the chat even? And kind of speculate what kind of price you think is going to come in, but weigh in on that.
Well, honestly, I wasn't surprised, no. I mean, I'm being honest with all the leaks we've been here about on all these podcasts. And shout out to, I mean, you may not like him, you may not love him at all, you may hate his ass. But shout out to Dealer. He's pretty spot on. He broke this in, I think, December. He was the first one I heard it from, and he said 12. So, and then after that, the ball got rolling on all the podcasts saying 12, 12, 12, whatever. So I really wasn't surprised at all when it came out. I think in the same, maybe the same video, he said he had heard 9.2 for the PlayStation, but I wasn't surprised at all. This is a different Microsoft that we saw back in 2013. Yeah, and they were actually right in 2013. But wait, gamers were going to be gaming. They were just too early. But I wasn't surprised to just. I'm just reading the chat, but no, I wasn't surprised at all. It wasn't a big shocker to me. I listened to Dealer, and he's been not only this, but he's been spot on for a lot of things. I know a lot of people may not like him, but he does his research. He knows what he's talking about. So I wasn't surprised at all, and I wouldn't be surprised if the PlayStation was 9.2. And 9.2 teraflops is not a bad thing. But like I said, this is a different Microsoft than what we've seen this whole generation. They know they've gotten beaten. They've been beat. I think they're in third now, right? In sales.
I mean, in terms of console sales, I think Switch is sort of surpassed them or is on the verge of. So
yeah, so I mean, they're also going in a different direction. They're in the direction that the market is leading them. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I mean, like I said, I wasn't surprised. I think. I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know why people got all in their feelings about it. I mean, I guess because people hate on Microsoft so much. But I'm gonna get one day one. What do I think it's gonna be price wise? I have no clue. If this Lockhart thing is real, maybe the X will be $600, maybe $600. Right. I don't think Microsoft's going to go. I honestly still don't think Microsoft's going to do that. I think it's going to be $5, and I think the Lockhart's going to be $3 or $250.
Right.
But that's not even. We don't even have confirmation as that's real yet. Dealer keeps saying it is, but we'll see. But I'm going to get an Series X day one. Either way, right. And I'm gonna get a PS5 day one too. So
what are you doing with your old Xbox at that point? Are you trading them in? You selling them, or you just what's your plan?
I'm gonna keep my X, but I actually have a Gears of War 4 collector's edition.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trade that in on the Series X. I have to do it. I haven't used it since I got my X.
Stop.
Stop. You're hurting Primal's feelings.
I know.
Give it to her.
I'm sorry. But I mean, that'll fetch a decent price for the trading.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, and I haven't used it since I got the X back in 2017. So why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you're not using it. But
no. I'm the only one that games in my house.
Right.
That's a shame.
So I mean, I take that back. I take that back. My old lady, she games on her phone. That's
right.
That's not gaming to me. I can't do that.
Before we talk about more about the speculative price, let's just give a shout out to the amazing chat again. So we got some new faces jumping in, including Eternal Shedai. What's happening, Eternal? How are you doing, my friend? We got who else jumped in here in the last little bit? We got Cyber Gunta is in the house. Shinsia is here as well. We got my amazing buddy Free Jack. He is kicking in with us as well. So yeah, we got an amazing crew. If you guys didn't get a shout out, just make sure you let me know in the chat, because as I've always said, if it wasn't for each and every one of you, it'd be pointless to be here even doing this podcast. And I like to make sure that everybody is appreciated, because We really do appreciate each and every
Yes.
one of you for showing up. Whether you're here for, like I said, you come in for 5 minutes to say hello, or you're here for the entire show. And to the people that check this out on the replays as well, you're equally as important. So thank you. I don't know who you are, but I love hearing your comments on our videos in the chat or in the YouTube comment section afterwards. So thank you. And Mr. Glass's Newfoundland rules. Yes, we are probably the only province or place in the planet that can have 4 and 5 feet of snow and not declare a national emergency. It's unbelievable. Newfoundlanders just take that shit in stride. We just get out our shovels and we have fun with it. I don't know if you guys seen the pictures, but Newfoundland had about 4 feet of snow, and there's dudes literally snowboarding down the main street in Newfoundland. Well, they had everything closed down. It was absolutely insane. Like guys literally come off the roof of houses and everything. It was crazy. They were digging out their entire car, not just the driveway, but they were standing on the roofs of their car digging them out. It was crazy. But back then the subject. So if you think, Jago, if it comes in at $4.99, do you think that's like a pretty damn good magical? Like that's still expensive for a lot of people, but considering the kind of tech we obviously see on display here, that sounds like a pretty damn good steal of a deal. I mean, I don't even think you can buy a comparable graphics card at $500, let alone a whole console with a 4K drive and a solid state disk drive in there as well. So that's pretty sweet if you ask me. What's your take?
Most people, let's be honest, most people's PCs don't even have that amount of fucking power in them right now. I mean, and everybody's gonna be like, "No, my PC is master race." No, it's not. The PC I'm using right now is a little less in power than my Xbox One X. It's got like 5.6 teraflops. It's a 390. I can't even fucking remember now. But no, that's a fucking steal of a deal for $500, dude. Holy shit. 12. It's comparable to a 2080. What they say TI?
They're saying it's up to, comparable to 2080 is what they're telling me. Especially with the RDNA 2.
Let's say it's $600. That's still a fucking steal because just the graphics card alone, comparable, is what $1,000 easy or something stupid like that. No, man, that's no brainer, man. Even I don't think Microsoft will be that stupid, but even if it is $600 and they do have the lock card, you win-win either way because the lock card's going to be. From what we've all heard this like 300, 350. There you go, and be on the same, almost the same page as the X. Just not quite as powerful. Come on, man, that's no brainer.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, I'm sold on the price. I mean, $4.98. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but considering what we paid for the original Xbox One and what we were just recently paid for the X, and now for this, I think it's still a pretty good steal of a deal. Sure, we'd all love things to be $3.99, but that isn't the way of the world. You still gotta. These components are not going to be cheap. Microsoft's going to make next to nothing on these consoles. But it looks pretty good. And by the way, Primal should be back. We're hoping, guys. She told us before the show the last couple of weeks she's been having some major internet troubles. If you've been watching Gaming After Dark, you'll know that she's missed a few shows. She's kind of been in and out. She's hoping to be back. I suspect she'll her computer may have crashed, her internet went down. Hopefully she gets back in a few minutes. But hey, it's a good thing we got Jago tonight because I know me and Jago, we can tag team this bitch.
Yes,
but we do miss Primal when she's not here. So like my take on it is, like I said, the stats, I'm definitely impressed. I think it's totally fine for Xbox fans or gaming fans in general to be excited that they're not skimping out. They're not just going, let's get the bare minimum in so we can get the cheapest price. Like they're giving gamers the option to have optimal performance. They're giving the developers plenty of leeway and lots of room to explore their visions to the fullest extent at frame rates and resolutions that have never been before seen. Fully taking advantage of these amazing 4K TVs we have, that sort of stuff. You got to take that in heart. Sure, there's some salty people out there. There's some people out there just, pissing in the wind on this stuff. Can't they just be happy for the gaming industry? It's a good thing. It's like I said, Sony pushes Microsoft. Microsoft pushes back Sony. It's a win-win. No matter how you spin this, it's great if you're a primary Xbox fan, it's amazing news, right? Yes. Bottom line. But even if you're planning to get a PlayStation 5, I highly suspect the PlayStation 5 will be a very powerful, very competent, very capable console. It might even end up being cheaper than the Series X, which is, I guess, a win for your wallet.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it does come down to the games. Any stupid ass in this world knows it is really about the games. If you don't have the best games, it makes no difference. But as we all know as well, outside of the odd exclusive or the console exclusive, we all know as well that most people, after they're said and done with their God of Wars or their Halos or whatever else it might be, they go back to playing multiplats. And would you not rather play your multiplats at the best possible performance?
Yes. Yep.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
What's up, brother?
Most time when I'm gaming, and this is for most gamers too. They just may not want to admit it. When I'm gaming, most of them I'm playing a third party game, not a first party.
Yeah. Even if this console comes in at $499 US, which will probably be about $699 Canadian, I'm still planning to buy one. My only thing is, I don't know if I'm getting one day one. That's the only thing I couldn't tell you. So far, I'm kind of saying yes, but it depends on my financial situation next fall. I'm getting a new house here in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to have a lot more expenditures and obviously priorities first. And the bottom line is, if my Xbox One X is more than capable for the next little while, then I'm not in a rush. I will like it, but I'm not going to put myself in a hole just for a performance upgrade. So that's where I sit. Now, a lot of people said, well, Noof, trade in your Xbox One X. Well, we all know Noof and Noofonomics, which is great. Yeah. But bottom line is, I just bought my X. Well, I mean, I had the Scorpio edition and I sold it. And I sold that to get money to buy the Gears of War 5 limited edition. And I love that console. There is no fucking way in heck that I am going to go and sell that Xbox One X because I love it. It's the coolest console I've ever freaking owned. I think it's sexy as fuck. It performs great. I gotta love it. So you love holes. Yes, I do love certain holes. That is true. RG Viper. Free Jack says, yeah, facts, Noob, take your time. Indeed, man. Will take my time. Either which way, I'll be able to play the games. And that's another bonus of Microsoft. They're not holding back. They're letting people upgrade at their own leisure. Whether you want to go day one, you'll have that massive jump in performance, but yet the Xbox One X is still capable of delivering some pretty good stuff itself. So we'll have to see how things go.
And people get mad, even if the PlayStation 5 is 9.2 teraflops. Let's just say that. Yeah. Let's be honest. Sony is wizards at making their games look fucking amazing, because I have an OG vanilla PS4 and God of War blew my face off on that damn thing. So I know you've got to have the winning console. I know this fanboy nonsense is so fucking stupid. I know Sony fans want to have the most powerful, and they rubbed it into Xbox's guys' faces with over blades of grass and 180p's and all that bullshit. But at the end of the day, even if the PlayStation is 9.2 teraflops or 10 teraflops or a little less than the Xbox Series X, Sony they are masters of making their games look amazing, no matter what power is in or under the hood of their console. Everybody can agree with that.
And thanks for the congrats, Froggy. Greatly appreciate it, brother. Indeed. And who else we got here? We got Michael Monkey Punch Lugo is here. What's going on, Monkey Punch? Thanks for stopping by, man. Checking out the stream. I got a message from Primal 2, by the way, guys. She's trying to get back into the room as soon as she can. Obviously, she's having internet troubles. She said her funny message is, though, I don't know if any of you guys are living close to the New York area, because she said, who do I got to blow to get good internet? So there might be your opportunity right there. There you go. If you've been dying for a good blow and you're living in the New York area, there you go. Give Primal a call. Set that girl up with some good internet. There you go. That sounds like a good trade-off. Internet, Wi-Fi for some head. Only in this day and age, right? Wi-Fi for some head, anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Great stuff. Let's move into the next topic. I don't think we need to beat that one to death. Every podcast under the sun's basically talked about that up to the fucking yin-yang. I'm almost tired of it already. I just can't wait to see the proof in the pudding. Jago, you, right? Same thing?
Yeah, dude.
I just want to see this beast. I want to see it perform. I want to see some games now.
I want to see some games on it. I mean,
absolutely. That's what I'm waiting for.
Power's great, and I know why Microsoft is doing it, because they got their ass kicked so hard this generation. So I'm glad they have the power narrative, but show me that Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Show me the game, the new game that we haven't seen yet, and show me how amazing they can look on the system.
Well, speaking of Series X, though, here's a great segue. CD Projekt Red also with some good news riding the heels of the Xbox spec unveiling, and they're saying that if you buy your version of Cyberpunk, whether you're buying it for your Xbox One or your X, whichever, but if you're getting the sort of standard version or the current version, they're going to have a free upgrade for you for the Xbox Series X if and when you get it. So that is pretty freaking cool. Obviously, they're leaving nobody out in the cold, and they don't feel like doing an EA or a whatever and double dipping and charging you for the same game all over again. Grand Theft Auto, that sort of thing. They're going to give it to you for free. So that's fantastic. Free Jack with the $2 super chat. Yes, baby. I like that. Is this thing working? Yes, it is. Hit that like button, guys. Hit it. We got no thumbs down so far. That's fucking fantastic. Nice. Puddles. I don't know what Mr. Glass is talking about. It sounds like he's wet between the legs right now. DJ Berto is here. DJ, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Greatly appreciated. So, yeah, Jago, what do you think of that, man? Obviously, you're planning to get Cyberpunk, correct?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Most definitely.
So how did that announcement make you feel? Make you feel like you're part of the loop? Like, they ain't taking advantage of the good old gamers?
Honestly, I'd have been pissed if I bought Cyberpunk because obviously I'm going to buy it on the Xbox One X, of course. It's the most powerful console out there right now. Goddamn, I make no fanboys salty, but I'm not trying to, but it's just a fact. Because I play most third-party games on my X. I play my first party on my X, and I play all the other third-party games on the X. But I'd have been pissed if, and I saw on Twitter, a lot of people would have been mad, if they'd had to pay for it. If you are in the same mindset as I am, and that's the way it should be. You buy one game. Imagine if you bought Cyberpunk on your X, and then they said, well, you got to pay for the fucking upgrade. Why? That's fucking stupid. Yeah. I mean, it makes no fucking. That's not gamer friendly at all. Not at all. I mean, Sony did it a lot this past generation, and they're good at reselling, repackaging, and this is the Ultimate Edition or the PS4 edition, like The Last of Us. I didn't buy I love The Last of Us on the PS3. Did I buy the better version of the PS4? No, I already played that fucking game. But But Sony are they're masters at that, and this is just a very consumer friendly move for fans or people to go and buy Cyberpunk, dude. Why would you be mad at that? I don't understand it.
There is no way to get mad at it. That's a pro-consumer move.
It is.
Mr. Glass says he lives in Toronto. He's got great internet. Well, I'm glad you got great internet, Mr. Glass, because your hockey team sucks. I'm just joking with you, bro. I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan. I got nothing to be bragging about, that's for sure. All of my teams playing pretty good this year. Who else? Brian Baker, Mr. Delirium Blades is here as well. What's going on, Brian Baker? Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, man, it is a pro-consumer move. It is good for Xbox. And you know what? Somebody in the chat here, I think it's Viper. He's saying that he thinks there's something up with Microsoft and CD Projekt Red. We've heard rumors in the past, or we've certainly heard people suggest that it might be in the best interest of Microsoft to buy a company like that who's known for story-driven games that are obviously critically acclaimed in the industry. The Witcher is going down in many people's books as one of the biggest and best games of the generation. Personally, I mean, it wouldn't be good for gamers overall if Microsoft bought them. It'd definitely be good for Microsoft and the Xbox platform as a whole. It would piss off a lot of Sony fans or Nintendo fans, et cetera. I don't see it happening, but I mean, just the thought of it, though, would definitely give you shivers because that would be a major mic drop acquisition right there. So, Oilers are down 2-0 to the Ducks. What the frig? Yeah, the Oilers are dropping right now, man. Worse than some limp dicks in a fucking meat factory. I'm telling you. Oilers are like every time I turn around, somebody's getting injured. It's crazy. But there's definitely a partnership. There's definitely a growing relationship between CD Projekt Red and Microsoft, and that's always a good thing. I mean, no matter how you look at it, sometimes those relationships they They foster different things. Sometimes they might even foster. I mean, you can never say never, because look at Sony's long-term relationship with Insomniac played a big role in them acquiring Insomniac last year. Am I not correct on that? Like, if it wasn't for Sony's relationship and their funding a lot of their games and having them native to their platform for so long, I don't know, Insomniac could have easily become a Microsoft studio. But I think Sony was the first one that kind of reached out, and I think Ted Price and those guys over at Insomniac, they felt it was sort of their obligation to give Sony the first shot at the cat, so to speak. So $8 billion. I can't see CD Projekt Red being worth $8 billion. I think that's almost Microsoft money right there. You can't be worth $8 billion and you've only made pretty much one successful game.
Yeah, I can't see that either.
No, Nintendo, I don't even know it's worth $8 billion. And those guys are fucking super serious. So I don't know where you're getting that stat from. I'd like to see that improve.
Yeah.
What is the best Canadian team in the NHL? Well, right now it could be the Vancouver Canucks, bro. But my team is the Oilers. I don't think they're the best Canadian team in the NHL. They're getting better, but still a long way to go. Yeah, but anyway. Great for gamers, man. If CD Projekt Red, like I said, the upgrade for free is fantastic. So that's all I can say. But I want to get that game. I've already got it pre-ordered. Can't wait for it to come out. When does that come out? It comes out now in the fall, right?
Yeah, they moved it to September, I'm pretty sure.
Which, oddly enough, is pretty, a month or two ahead of the Series X release. How about that, right?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking when I heard it. I was like, imagine that. Moved it to September. Yeah. So I don't remember the exact date, but I'm pretty sure it's September.
Gotcha. Mr. Glass is 2 years old. The last time the Leafs won. Wow, you're older than me, dude, because I was born in 76 and the Leafs didn't win since what, 1967 or something like that.
Titan Drago in the chat.
2.3 billion definitely sounds a little closer to what they might be. But how much did Microsoft pay for fucking Minecraft? Didn't they pay $2 billion for those guys?
Yeah, it was like $2 billion.
Yeah, well, they definitely made that back tenfold, that's for sure.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That was a no-brainer.
Whatever. If they're worth $8 billion, they're worth $8 billion. You know what? That's still chump change to Microsoft that they want to buy them. But like I said, most people, the only reason they don't sell out is because they're afraid of what happens. When they do get bought out. Well, Microsoft's a different company than now. They seem to be allowing their studios a hell of a lot more freedom than they did in the past.
Even if Microsoft, even if Microsoft bought CD Projekt Red, they would still allow CD Projekt Red's games on other platforms to make that money.
Right.
Yeah, you know that. That's how the direction Microsoft is moving in.
Totally. Well, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's move down to another topic. Sony bows out of PAX East, another show that they've decided they're going to skip. Now, everybody's saying it's because of the COVID virus or whatever. We call it the coronavirus, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it isn't stopping everybody from going. So what is the deal? Are people really that scared, or is this just another convenient way of fucking bowing out of another show? Jago, I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, obviously, I'm super disappointed. Like, I don't care if Sony bows out of every show. I'd like them to be at E3, because E3, as far as I'm concerned, is the Christmas for gamers. Bowing out of that one is the biggest disappointment, because that's the biggest show. That's the one where they show the most. It's where it's the biggest stage. The most eyes are on you, whether it's in the building or it's throughout on the internet and through all the streaming services we have. E3 is a huge fucking show. And the only time I've ever heard anyone dissuade that E3 wasn't huge was since Sony started backing out. All of a sudden, E3 is irrelevant and nobody cares. Bullshit. I call bullshit, because you cared fucking enough when Sony was there year after year showing the same fucking game year after year.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Now they don't show any games. It's like, I don't need to show up. So, Titan Drago, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Great for stopping by, brother. Appreciate it. Texas Lean, how you doing, man?
Fucking coronavirus.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. See, Sony not even showing us, making me choke. So, what's your take, Jago? Like, you think it's just like I get it. Sony's in a different position than Microsoft. We know that they're right now they're the market leader. They don't have the same amount of pressure on them, but still, the fans are getting antsy. Even even the big Sony fans, even like the average Sony fan, people that they do like the system, maybe they don't play it as much. People are starting to get fucking Born Distracted's in the chat. What's going on? And Mr. Wilmy Hood is here. What's going on, brother? How you doing? HIV's been around for decades. That didn't stop no one from going to these events.
It didn't stop nobody from having sex either.
That's right. Yeah. No, nobody was rocking out with a box of condoms in their pocket, were they? Right. So there you go. I just think it's an excuse. I don't know, Jago. Like, you must be getting old because I want to see something from Sony. I know they got some of the biggest games coming out this year, but like, when the fuck are they going to show anything at this point? What the fuck is going on?
Oh, dude, I just go back to when they said they pulled out of E3, and they said they pulled out of E3 so they could do more smaller events. And hell, they haven't showed it now. They're not showing up to smaller events. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not hating on Sony. I know there's a different team there now. There's a different direction that we don't exactly know what the direction is, but you've got to be kind of concerned when they said they pulled out of E3 to be able to show up to more fan events and show more, you get more like closer to the fans. And now they've pulled out of GDC and this because of the coronavirus. It just makes you scratch your fucking head, dude. Like, are you being honest with me right now, or are you reeling right now because of what Sony, Phil Spencer coming out there and showing his T-flop at the Game Awards? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just funny, and I'm not, I'm not picking on Sony. I'm just making a little fun, and because I'm a big Sony fan too. But you got to wonder. Microsoft's coming out here swinging left and right. Here, they were more confident Microsoft than we've ever seen in the past 7 years. And there's like, Sony said they were crouching down, 2-3 years ago, and they're still fucking crouching. At this point, fucking Microsoft, Phil Spencer's dick is on the back of their head while they're laying on the floor. You're like, what the fuck is going on right now? Show me something. I mean, if people got excited for the PS5 logo.
Yes. Well, they did show us something. They put a top hat on the PS5 logo.
Come on.
I thought they were advertising a fucking Monopoly participation there.
I mean, come on.
Monopoly.
If you're a PlayStation fan like I am, you've had every console, you've had all their handhelds except I didn't have the Vita. The logo doesn't change. All it does is go PS1, PS2, PS. If you could imagine that the PS5 logo was going to look like the PS4 logo just with a 5 behind it, you're an idiot.
Hey, you know what happened? Greatness came, it went, and now your mother's pregnant.
Yep. Yeah. Now they're just waiting.
There you go. Mark Cerny is hanging out with Elvis on a UFO, according to Wilmy Hood. Well, there we go. That reminds me of a new Elvis song. I got a little system. It's called the PlayStation 5, but I won't unveil it because it ain't got enough teraflops. I had a better rhyming one, but I fucked that up. That's all right. But there has been a lot of shakeups at Sony. A lot of the top, obviously. What's his name? Ryan is kind of leading the ship. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like the whole what's his name? Sean Layden thing is still bizarre to me. Because like he was the face of the franchise for several years. Fans were loving him for all of the sort of the pro Sony moves that they were constantly doing. And then all of a sudden, it's like, he's gone. There's like nothing. Like we haven't even heard of him. Like I'm starting to feel like he's been captured by the friggin' Taliban or something, and stuck in the back of a Jeep because he like dropped off the face of the planet. It's either that or he choked it out on his tight t-shirts. I don't know what it is.
I had no problem with Sean Layden or anything.
Sean was okay.
He
didn't have the charisma of Phil, but he was still pretty cool.
Yeah, he was cool as shit. And then all of a sudden, you're can't get the fuck out of here, and he's like gone off the face of the earth. Doesn't tweet, don't hardly do anything. Like what the hell is the direction that? Because Sean was there for how long was Sean there? How long was he there?
Oh, I think he said he was with the company like was over 20 years, but he'd been at the forefront for about what was it like 7 or 8 or something, right? After Tretton left, then he kind of took over the face of the franchise, at least here on the U.S. front, right?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden one day he's gone, just like basically I'm gone, see you later, nothing, and we haven't heard that Holly jack shit from him now. That's not. I mean. Who does that? And what was it going on internal at Sony that they just pretty much shit canned him that fast when he was the face of Sony at every E3 for so long?
Yeah, I heard Yoshida came in, looked at Sean, and said, "Sean, I've got some bad news for you, sir. Our budget is about as tight as your shirt, so you're gone." Fuck.
Wilmy said he's in the witness protection program. I think so.
Look, guys. Look, at the end of the day, it's not the be all end all. Look, Sony, like I said, Sony's marching to a beat of their own drum. They're going to show up somewhere, and I'm sure they're going to have some impressive stuff. At least when they finally show up, we do hope they will have something outside of the stuff we know about, like Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, all that stuff. Hopefully, they got some
I'm
new games.
tired of hearing
I'm sure they do. Right?
Ain't you tired of hearing those three? You want something new?
We're tired of that, and we know that PlayStation guys are tired of hearing Xbox guys say the fucking games are coming. In both cases, now the games need to show up. Microsoft soon got to shit or get off the pot. Yeah. They got to have some real fucking big dick swinging games. And I think the initiative is going to be one of those studios that will drop that fucking game. They spent too much money on the studio to be anything less. But regardless, it's just another show. They're not there. And I don't care who you are. As a game fan, as a Sony fan, I'm a PlayStation owner. You are too.
Yes.
You got to be disappointed. Right?
I am disappointed. I am disappointed.
Hell, at this point, I'd be even satisfied with seeing some new revolution in the PSVR stage, but haven't even really seen that.
Yes, right? That's another thing. Show me, fuck you. I mean, at this point, just show me the fucking PSVR 2, and I'll be happy with that. Just show me that. You know what I'm saying? Show me the evolution of the PSVR. Show me you threw those goddamn shitty ass dildos. Sorry, excuse my friend. Those shitty ass dildo sticks in the trash. And show me some Oculus Rift type.
Yeah, give us some real motion controllers. Yes. Absolutely. I think my penis has got better one-to-one detection, and that's it, right? You know.
Sony, the masters are using PS3 tech and repurposing it for fucking PSVR, and they were shit. They're shit.
Why do I get a weird feeling they're going to have some sort of penis device for VR in the future that you kind of put on your dick? And it would basically mimic the motion of it, you know what I mean? And then, like, you would get sensations and stuff downstairs when you're playing. I fucking bet you it's coming if it's not already.
Oh, my God.
Happening. Everybody's like, yeah, Noof, you'd be like the first guy in line.
Noof's going into the demolition fucking man world right now.
I'll be inviting all my friends over. Guys, you got to come over and try out this new fucking VR rig I got. What do you do with that controller? Oh, let me take my pants down.
All I can see is Sylvester Stallone's head with that thing on his head in front of what's her name? And God damn it, I just said it. In Demolition Man. What's her name? Come on, dude.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, yeah. I can just see his face.
Yeah, when they're having the sex.
It's like we're having sex. He's like, do what? Do what?
I'd buy that for $1. That's Born Distracted in the chat. What's going on, guys? Hello, and thanks to everybody for being here. CSS Freelance. Sony may not have anything ready yet. Ultimately, you know what? This has been my mantra all along. I think Sony's the kind of company that's very proud. Yeah. They're to the point, like, sometimes their pride gets in the way. Like, they'd rather not show anything than show something and have people disappointed. I think that's where there are. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you get ridiculed for not showing up, but it's kind of, I don't know, like, do you take more ridicule? Like, say it's like a fight. Like a fight, for example. You know, they do all this talking leading up to the fight, right? And you get everybody fucking hyped. Then you have the fight, and one guy gets his shit kicked out of him, like, in the first couple of rounds, and you're like, well, that was kind of useless. You're like, the fight shouldn't have happened at all if it was going to be that quick. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost embarrassing. So, I don't know. I always say it could be that kind of thing. Jago had to step out for a minute, but we're going to get ready to move into another topic here, guys. Enough with that one already. Let's talk about merch. Games with Gold. We got some pretty good ones, in my opinion, on the horizon for this month that I think people will like if you haven't played them already. So if you haven't heard the news, the March Games with Gold for Xbox is Batman, The Enemy Within. So that's the second part of that Telltale series. I've never played that one, so actually I think I will definitely be picking that up. I do have the first one, and I thought it was pretty good. The next game is Shantae. It's like the 2D side-scroller with this little like gypsy kind of girl, and that actually looks pretty good. The sort of the graphics in that game look fantastic. It looks like it's got some great platforming. I actually heard they're pretty good, actually. Dreadpool's in the chat. What's going on, brother? How you doing? So that one is there. That's Shantae. We also have Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which I think was the last sort of open world 3D centric Castlevania game. It came out on the Xbox 360 just toward the end of that generation, as well as Sonic Generations. I mean, a great time to bring a Sonic game over to over to this, because with Sonic riding a new high now, thanks to the movie and stuff, great time to get those Sonic games out there. So Jay Slayer, new Sony shows games 3 to 4 years out. Does that mean no Sony games for at least 3 years? No, I don't think so. I'm sure they got stuff just around the corner. Are you with me, Jago? You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
So we're talking about the games of gold right now. Some pretty good titles this month. I know they got Batman: The Enemy Within, which is like the sequel part for that Telltale series. The second game coming out, I do believe it's Shantae Princess or something like that. It's 2D side scroller that's been quite successful on the Switch. Really good looking game. Looks like a lot of fun to play, actually. They have Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which looks like a really awesome Castlevania game. I actually heard good things about those. And then lastly, Sonic Generations. What's your take on this month's games of gold? Personally, I think they're pretty good. But how do you feel about them? Have you played any of the games on that list?
Batman. You said that was the sequel to the first Telltale Batman, right? I got it.
Batman, and the next one is The Enemy Within.
Yeah, I beat that. I got that. That was. I think that was that the one that was like Joker heavy, or I can't remember which one. I played them. I played it though. From what I remember, it was pretty good. I've never heard of Shantae. I don't know who the fuck Shantae is. And I probably won't even download it. I'll be honest.
If you like platformers and 2D side-scrolling platformers, I definitely think it's a game you don't want to miss. I've heard good things about them. I've never played one. I know they came out years ago on the Game Boy Advance and different things, and this one's got like really good art style. Like it's really like a hand-drawn kind of looks a bit like a Cuphead sort of stuff. It looks really good, actually. You can check out the videos, and I think you'll agree with me.
I'll have to look at it and see. I mean, I honestly do not download. I know they're free, but I'm the type of guy, if I know I'm pretty much not going to play it, I don't download it, even if it's free. What's the point? It'd just be sitting on my hard drive. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I'll check it out. But Castlevania, I know I got Castlevania Lords of Shadows, the first one. I don't remember if I ever beat it, but it was pretty good. I remember playing. It was pretty good what I played of it. I don't know if I ever played 2. I'll probably download that one. And Sonic Generations. When did that come out? I don't. When was that?
Sonic Generations came out about a year or two prior to Sonic Forces, so it was, and it received half decent reviews. They got that sort of like new Sonic, old Sonic, and you can kind of switch between like I think sort of both versions on the fly kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's kind of reminds me of the Sonic 4 game that came out a few years ago, because it kind of got that sort of neat looking rendered view to it. So
got you.
It looks like if you're a fan of Sonic, I'm sure it's a
I am.
Especially if you got kids in the house too that love that sort of thing, then you can't go wrong, right?
I'm the only kid here, so I'll probably download it just because I'm an old school Sega guy and try it out, because I got that Sonic racing game where they're in the karts, the Sonic kart racing game. Last year sometime when they gave it away. It was pretty fun. Played it a couple times, but I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and light it. I drool all over Sonic and just play Sonic games all the time. That was my youth, but I still, what is it? What's that saying? Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. So yeah, I'll probably download it and try it out. But I'm not gonna lie and sit there playing. I'll beat it completely or nothing. But I'll probably, the only one I'm not sure on is that Shantae. Yeah. I'll have to look at that before I actually say I'll download it.
I mean, overall, like I said, I think they were the half decent month. Like Friday,
it ain't bad.
The games, so you don't have to download them right away. All you have to do is just go in and hit the accept, and then they'll be in your waiting for all lists. So if you ever get,
you're right. I forget about that. You can download them, but you can say yes, but you don't have to download them right away.
Games with gold at this point is almost redundant because Game Pass has so much options right now.
Yeah.
And I think games with gold, like really, like the benefit for most people is for those who are really on a budget, those who aren't getting Game Pass, those who are really on a budget. And it seems like a lot of the games with gold are more of the family-friendly style games.
Yeah.
It works really well if you got kids in the house, you want to keep them busy. There you go. You got an instant collection of games right off the bat. As far as I know, I think with the 360 stuff, I think you get to keep that even if you're not a gold member. I could be, go quote me on that. I know when Games with Gold first came out, every game you download it you could keep, but then they switched it after a while.
Yeah, they changed. I'm not sure now.
I'm not sure either. I heard someone say the 360 stuff was keepable, but and that there's 2 360 titles on there with Castlevania and Sonic. So I don't know. But yeah, like Game Pass, obviously, like I said, it's basically made Games with Gold redundant. At some point in time, I wouldn't even be surprised if Games with Gold just doesn't get phased out.
I wouldn't surprise me either.
Because eventually, what are they going to give people on Games at Gold? Like they're going to start going through all the catalog, or are they just going to start putting up the games, like re-putting them up?
I've already seen that.
You know, for me, I don't need any. Most of these games that if I already wanted them, I wanted to play them bad enough. I already have them.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was going to say. If you've been an Xbox guy since day one and they started Games with Gold, you've already seen a lot of these games rotate into Games with Gold multiple times. I have.
Absolutely.
Certain titles. I mean, I'm not saying everyone, but certain titles you've seen this.
Separately in the chat, what do you guys think of the Games with Gold this month? Is it something that excites you at least a little bit? So would you say it is good? Would you say it is awesome? Would you say it is fair? Would you say it is bad? And this is always going to be subjective because some people might really like those games. Like me, I haven't played. I got to be honest with you. I haven't played either one of those 4 games. I don't own either one. So actually, for me this month, they're pretty good.
The Batman.
I got is when the fuck am I going to play them?
The Telltale Batman game is good. I've played both of those. It's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
But
CSS meh. The blue one fair. There we go. So not bad, I guess.
The biggest thing with me, and I think with you too, Noof, it seems like the older you get, the less time you either have to play, you feel like playing, or you just want to play something you're really into. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I think that's the way it is for a lot of us now. It's like we don't, we want a game, we go and buy it. Like I said, if you're on Game Pass, most of the games you're interested in playing are probably on there anyway. So, as I said, Games with Gold a couple years ago definitely was a big deal. It's kind of redundant now. It's like if they just stopped it out of the blue, I don't think the average Xbox fan would even care at this point.
You may be honest, I wouldn't care.
No, I wouldn't care either. They just said, "No, we're just stopping Games at Gold." They could, you know what? They might be better. You know what? They might actually they could switch from Games at Gold. And hear me out on this, guys, in the chat. And this might actually be really good, especially for multiplayer titles.
Yeah.
Right. That's the one thing a lot of multiplayer do. They get you to buy the game, but they don't ever give you a lot of the content. You got to go buy it. So what if Gold into maybe DLC Gold? So we're instead of giving you games, they start maybe after a while, like a game that's been sitting for a while and the user base is starting to deplete. Why don't you give people some DLC? There's like DLC for a game. Boom! All of a sudden, you got hundreds of people back on the server again.
Just like this. Look, I'm just going to use this as an example because the Division 2 just got put on sale for $3. This is just an example, guys. But imagine if it wasn't put on sale for $3 or whatever, but then all of a sudden you got the new $30 DLC for the Division 2. It showed up in Games with Gold. I would, and I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to because I don't buy DLC a lot. I've told you that, Nick. I don't unless I'm really into a game. But if the new DLC for the Division 2, and and say I had got it already, not $3, and it was in Games with Gold or DLC for Gold, I would download that bitch in a minute and have the new DLC. Go. Fuck yeah, dude.
So far, the chat's liking my idea. So there you go, guys. Hey, Microsoft, if you were watching this podcast, there might be a new idea for you to bring back a little bit of steam to something. How can it be a bad thing, right?
It's not.
A game that's dying, that people are getting off the server because and nothing's more frustrating either than having a good game you want to play with your buddies and getting in and finding out, well, we can't play half of the game modes here because half of us don't have the map pack. Right?
RG Viper said he says season pass will go. Fuck yeah, dude. Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Season passes. You give a season pass, maybe it's just one game a month, but fuck, that's better than nothing.
How many games nowadays do DLC season pass and you've played the shit out of the vanilla version of the game and you're like, I'm over it. I really don't care. And you put it down and you're like, you want me to buy the fucking the DLC for this game that I'm already over, but if you put it for free, that'll get would get so many people back into the games you gave it to them. Totally.
I think it's a win-win because it keeps some of the older games alive. And totally, I think that's a fantastic idea, to be quite honest with you, especially those companies that still want to make some money on their game because they might be able to bundle alongside the game when you buy the game for for $3. And there you go. You get your fucking DLC for free now. So either which way, win-win, right? Gamers win. They get some money out of an older game that might be struggling to get some users, keeps the game alive, keeps the servers updated. Because that's the problem. It's so much out there right now. There's so many games struggling to get foothold in the multiplayer market. Why not start giving away some of that DLC?
The biggest game that got me this generation was the original Titanfall, because you remember there was all these DLC packs, and then if you were in a party with somebody in the original Titanfall and one of these people didn't have the newest DLC, you couldn't even start the match. You remember that?
Exactly. And
that fucking pissed me off. So I ended up buying all of them because I loved the game so much. So I don't even know what I paid for the original Titanfall after I paid for the base game, but I bought all that because I was so. That's what I mean about I don't buy DLC unless I'm really into it. So I bought all the DLC for Titanfall. So no matter who I played with, I wouldn't get that message. Well, you can't start this match because somebody don't have DLC. I was like, God, and I didn't want it to be me.
No. And and some people say, well, then wouldn't that take away from buying the DLC from a company? No, because look, the bottom line is if you really love the game and you want the DLC, I'd say 80% of the fans are going to buy it within the first month to 6 months. Yes. After that, if your game is still alive and it's still kicking really well, there you go. No more explanation needed. But if your game's already dropped off the fucking server, like how many people are probably playing that game right now? That one where you're like the 4 guys versus the monster. What's it, Evolve?
Oh, Evolve, yeah, from Turtle Rock Studios.
Right. There you go. So how many people, like say if there's DLC for something like that, there you go. If the game is starting to see dwindling numbers, you look at the company and say, hey, you guys want to get your numbers up? Let's put some fucking DLC on here and bang. It's the game starts to win again, even if it's for a short period of time, but it might convince more people to pick up the game.
That's an awesome idea,
you put the game alongside the free DLC and say, hey, if you buy the game right now, you can get the DLC free on Xbox. Boom, and you got people playing the game again. Easy peasy.
Jay says, I think it's a bad idea because you might not have the game, so it would be useless to use it as a complete game is better than idea. Well, we're talking about if you have the game already, Jay.
That if you got the game already, and if you don't, there's when the game goes on, or the game and the DLC for one heck of a good price, or free. Yeah. Like that game with the free DLC, or they give you the game at like 70% off and you get the DLC for free. I don't know, but there is ways to spin that. At least I'm on to a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Let's move on. I want to talk. We're going to switch gears. We're going to get into some movie chat right now. The movie Birds of Prey. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's from the DC universe. It stars Harley Quinn and a bunch of other female protagonists, I guess, sort of from that darker side of the DC universe, and it's tanked, and a lot of it they're saying is because of the social message that comes with it, kind of like men are trash, everybody in this movie is a man, all the men get the shit kicked out of them royally. The funny thing is I heard somebody say when we see a lot of violent men movies or violent superhero movies, a lot of times with men, how often do you see a man like just beating the crap out of a woman? It rarely happens, right? So, but in this movie, apparently the whole movie, that's it. It's like these girls just beating the shit out of all these guys, right? So I don't know. I wasn't interested in the movie from the start. I didn't even like that one that Harley Quinn was in the other year. What the fuck was it? Will Smith and everyone. What was the name of the movie?
You're talking about it's Will Smith, Harley. You're talking about Will Smith. It was Deadshot.
What the fuck was that movie?
Oh my God!
Was it? Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Yes.
Yeah, I thought that movie fucking sucked. I didn't like it at all. So I have no interest in seeing this one, whether it's women or men or not.
That's how bad I thought it was. I couldn't remember the name either.
But wasn't like one guy said Harley Quinn goes from wearing sort of sexy outfits in Suicide Squads, and now she's got jump pants on and fucking baggy clothes on, and this one is like, what the fuck? So now you're like trying to desexitize these girls. Go woke, go broke. Indeed, Jay Slayer, absolutely. Now CCS, he says it was a good movie, and again, to each their own. I love Justice League. Some people fucking hated it. I loved it, but
I love Justice League. It was a great movie.
But I'm not interested. I'm not interested in a social message movie. That's the bottom line. Like if you're making these movies just for the sake of we got to have women on the screen, I'm not interested. You know what? There's always been women on the screen. Tomb Raider came out fucking years ago. I love those movies, but it wasn't made for the sake of we got to get a female to go out and kick the shit out of somebody.
Let's be honest, Lou. If you watch this fucking trailer, it looked like shit. It looked like it was made just to push an agenda. I watched the trailer a couple times. And I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. They're using the name of one of my favorite shows from back in 2002. Do you ever watch the TV show on the WB back in the day called Birds of Prey? Did you ever see that?
I never watched it. No.
Oh, it's got Dina Meyer. If you guys, maybe you guys, or maybe some of your guys are young. I don't know, but Dina Meyer from Starship Troopers, the redhead. Yeah. It had Ashley Scott. She was in Walking Tall with The Rock. She played Batman's daughter. She played the main character. I was like, oh my God, you're fucking ruining my memories of watching that TV show. It was only one season, but I thought it was really good. I don't know why WB or the WB canceled it back in the day, but I loved it. I was like, the TV show, do yourselves a favor and go watch the TV show. It's one season. You should be able to find it easy somewhere. It's really good. I thought it was really good back in the day. But I was like, oh my God, you're ruining the name of my memories of the TV show I watched with all them. And the trailers just looked forced, dude. They looked like it was pushing. And I'm not a woman hater. I'm not, no, but it looked forced to push a Hollywood agenda. It looked terrible. I was like, this movie, I showed it to my wife and she just said, that looks like fucking stupidity. Why are they making this movie?
We've had a Charlie's Angels movie not too long, like a couple years ago, and now all of a sudden we got a reboot of that already. Like, what the fuck?
That's what I said too. The new Charlie's Angels movie. What was it? The girl from the vampire movie, the shiny vampire movie. God,
Kristen
Stewart. Yeah, my wife saw that. She's like, same thing. She's like, this. It just looks forced. This is my wife. I'm like,
yeah.
Hollywood agendas, baby.
Well, that's like I there for a while. I don't know if it's still true, but they were going to try to do a female James Bond.
Oh, God.
And you always get a question, well, why not? Well, because it doesn't need to be done. You're doing it just for the sake of whatever. I don't know. Like, I'm opening up a can of worms. I'm sure going to be shot after this podcast is over. Somebody will definitely fucking screen cap it and say Noof said this and Noof said that. I'm not like, it's just like Jago. I'm not saying anything against the women on the screen. To each their own. I just don't like the feeling of stuff that feels it's no different than a sequel to a movie that should have been dead, right?
Yes.
Like fucking Freddy Krueger movies and stuff where they fucking keep making them and you're like, the fucking series was over. Now they're getting stupid. Terminators. I love Terminator, but you know what? Honestly, after number fucking 2, it could have been dead. Because every movie after that, while I still enjoy them, was still kind of fucking stupid.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
The last one wasn't bad. The last one wasn't bad.
The last one was pretty good because it actually tied into the number 2 a lot better.
Yes.
The other ones were just getting weird. Like Genesis was fucking weird.
The other one were made to make money with the Terminator name on it. That's all it was. They didn't care. They didn't care about the fucking source material or the franchise. They just slapped the name on it to make money. That's all it was.
Fast and Furious. Look, I like the Fast and Furious franchise, but it's the fuck. We're on number 9 already. Like, holy shit, man. You know, some people can't even go down the highway and get into a small fender bender without dying. These guys crash in every film and go through buildings and shit, and they're still going. Like, those are the real Terminators. Those motherfuckers are made out of granite rock or something.
My wheels fell off, Noof, but I'm hitting turbo.
Oh yeah, head-on collision with a train. Some of that stuff. No, I never said he did that in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fast and Furious are being made now for the sake of just to make money, no more, no less. The series is so fucking far different from what it started out to be. Like, it's not even funny.
It started out look, and I have to admit, I'm a Fast and Furious guy. I still am. I will watch the new one.
Yeah, me too.
It started out as about being fast and racing cars. That was the main draw for it. That's why they spent so much money with mod. If you watch documentaries, which I have, about how they modded these cars and where the cars came from, it was about racing. That's what got people in excited about it. But it slowly turned into a popcorn flicks about action. How much action how are we going to outdo ourselves from the last one? And that
Jaisler, I've crashed into a building and I walked right out.
Once they got away from that core, what started the core excitement from the first Fast and Furious, that's what's kind of ruined it. It kind of ruined it for most people.
The first couple movies, whether it was one Tokyo Drift, even Too Fast, it was a little bit more about the cars itself. It was like the car culture.
That's why I love Tokyo Drift.
And then they started becoming not about the car culture. It was about, like, they turned into full on action movies. That's why they're always action, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right? The first couple were more about the tuning, more about the cars, more about the racing, and then they just became guns and fights and everything.
I'm gonna say something controversial for most people. With the first 3 Fast and Furious movies, was Fast and Furious or the Fast and Furious, and then Too Fast, Too Furious, and then Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
With those 3 movies, how they go in order for me is the very first Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, and then Too Fast and Furious. I didn't enjoy Too Fast and Furious. I didn't.
I didn't like that one.
No, I didn't really. But Tokyo Drift came out. I enjoyed the shit out of it, and nobody was ever. It was like nobody from the first one was in it or the second one.
No.
And I've heard from a lot of people that I've seen over the years, Tokyo Drift or like the worst one. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? No, Tokyo Drift's awesome.
I liked it. I liked Han was cool.
Han was one of my favorite characters still to this day. Mm-hmm. It was all about for the most part, yes. Justin Black, I think his name was the main character.
Yeah.
Yes, there was some, about him getting his whereabouts in Japan and with him being in school. But for the most part, it was about Han and DK and the cars. That's all. And that was the main thing about it. I loved it. That's why I love this movie to this day.
Yeah, did Vin make an appearance in Tokyo Drift?
Yes,
right at the end.
At the end, I'm like, whatever. Right. They're just trying to keep Vin Diesel relevant.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's right after that. Because originally he didn't have any intentions of going back to the franchise. No. What happened was his career started to go downhill, and they said, "Would you do another one?" And I think he was like, "Yeah, I need a good paycheck right now," and that's a pretty safe bet. And then they came back. What was it? Number 4, which is called Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
It was. They took out the.
That's
Fast and Furious.
That's the one where they killed Letty.
Yeah, and it actually turned out to be a pretty solid movie, and it kind of re-sparked interest in the franchise. Yes. But I don't want to get into a big Fast and Furious thing. I was just making a point. Viper in the chat, though, Russ raised a good thing, and I'll ask you this one while we're still on the topic of the movies. What do you think of the unveiling of the Batsuit and Robert Pattinson as the Batman?
Did you actually see some of those leaked pictures?
I seen the picture, and I seen the little demo video of him in the suit, and I'm not going to lie. I fucking cringed. I hated it.
I didn't see the video.
The suit itself, I thought was kind of cool because it reminded me of the Arkham Knight Batman a little bit, from the games, because I had more of that body armor look. But the fucking cowl looks stupid, and he just looks stupid in it. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, guys. I am not going to pay to watch the new Batman. I drew the line at fucking Ben Affleck, and he actually turned out to be better than I thought.
Yeah,
but this fucking chump, I'm sorry. I can't buy it.
Did you hear that he's actually got body padding or like suit padding in it and the suit to make him look bigger? You heard that, right?
No, if you're looking at the bike pictures of the guy on the bike, I'm pretty sure it's a stuntman because
it's a stuntman. Yeah,
his face is too big to be Robert Pattinson. But in that side on that little leak picture where it's kind of like a red background, that's Pattinson. You can tell by his face.
Did you see the one picture where he's on the motorcycle or his stuntman? But it looks like he's got his there's something over his eyes, like he's trying to be a black colored Deadpool. That's what I was like. Holy shit! Looks like Deadpool.
Somebody said it's Daredevil.
No, I mean not Deadpool. I mean Daredevil. Yeah,
Daredevil. Yeah.
I think it's Daredevil.
Batman is blind.
I was like, "Oh my god, what is it, Stevie Wonder?"
You know what? At this point, I'd have been a lot more interested in seeing what's his name there, the guy from the Dark Knight, the cop, the guy that Robin at the end of the Dark Knight Rises. I would have been more interested in watching him play as the Robin character and doing his own movie.
You're talking about the same guy that was in that movie with Scarlett Johansson, where the guy was all about porn.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
I wish fucking Bale would come back and do a series with Christopher Nolan, but that's not going to happen. Although Bale said a couple years ago he actually did restate that he was kind of interested, but at this point I'm sure the ship has sailed and he's getting older and fuck only knows a Christian Bale. That dude that guy is crazy, man. That dude goes from fucking like 220 pounds to like 140 pounds and back and forth. He's fat and he's muscular and he's skinny. Like, I don't know how that dude does it to his body. It's crazy.
My favorite, I'm going to be honest, my favorite Batman till this day, like the guy that played Batman would probably be, and maybe it's just because I grew up with him as a kid, is Michael Keaton. Yep. Michael Keaton, Batman 1 and 2.
I like those movies.
Then my favorite Joker is still Heath Ledger. Sorry.
My favorite Batman is going to be Christian Bale. I just loved that portrayal. I loved the way those movies
He
were.
did.
They had a sense of realism to them, unlike the other ones, which are a bit more comic-esque, I suppose. Where these ones are a little bit more grittier. But yeah, Bale
No,
for me.
he's my second one because it was so gritty. I'll give you that. Christian. I agree with
But
that.
Keaton after that, the other Batmans don't even come third or fourth because they were nasty. Like fucking
RG
the worst
Vipers.
one was Clooney and Kilmer were both bad.
Oh, I loved it.
Those Michael Schumacher Batmans are atrocious, man.
Didn't you like the nipples on the bat suit though?
Well, Steven Seagal would definitely have this sort of crusty old slow voice, wouldn't he? Be like, I'm gonna kick your ass. Huh? Yeah, Danny DeVito was actually a pretty damn good Penguin too. I gotta say that was a crazy portrayal of Penguin on that one.
RG Viper said Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. Fuck yes, dude. She was hot.
That was hot.
She was so hot in that cat suit. Holy shit.
Halle Berry was hot as a Catwoman too, but unfortunately that movie stank.
She just looked. That cat suit was just horrendous. I'm sorry. I saw that movie. That was terrible. I'm sorry.
Hey, watch her name is a pretty nice looking Catwoman in the new ones in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
What's her name? Name's on the tip of my tongue. Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. Yeah, I was gonna say the girl from those Princess Bride movies.
I wouldn't kick her out. I wouldn't kick her out of bed if she got crackers in the suit.
I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers in bed.
No, absolutely. I'd have fun just trying to take off that fucking rubber suit. And the one in the Arkham games is pretty hot too. Whoever the fuck that is.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
All right, but anyway, unfortunately, guys, Primal obviously didn't make it back. I thought she would have been back by now. We've sent her the links. Obviously, she's having major internet troubles. I hope she gets it sorted out because this has been several times now. We've lost Primal during a podcast because of internet connections. She needs to get off of the fucking. I think she's still on what do you call it, AOL Online, is she?
God damn! Get off that.
Get off the AOL Online. Right? Get rid of the dial-up. Unbelievable. But she does apologize, guys. You know, Primal. She hates it when this shit happens. But good night to have a new Oilers score. Nice. But anyway, we are going to get down to Primal's question tonight. I don't know if you've seen this question, Jago, and had time to think it over, but it's a good question. We're going to end the show on this question, guys. And this is for the chat as well. And Primal's question of the evening, guys, is another doozy. Let me just find out where it was. Hang on, I got to bring up because she put it in a separate combo. So the question for tonight is by Primal Eve. If you could have sex with anyone, living or past, fictional or real, who would it be? So there you go.
Well, I didn't get that question, Noof, when you sent me the topics.
So no, because I think this was sent to me directly earlier today, and I forgot to pass over to it. So again, the question is: if you could have sex with anyone, living or past, fictional or real, who would it be? I think I know. I could be wrong, but I think I know Primal's answer. She would probably say Moxie from Borderlands. She has a hankering for her, but I don't know.
Let me think on this now. Oh, that's a good question. Because I didn't get it, so my mind is spinning right now.
I'll jump in because I can think of wow, I don't care. This is Betty White. The blue one, Janet Jackson. Wow, don't care would be Betty White. It's like, I know you're with the Golden Girls, but tonight you're going to be a little more pearly white. She has said Moxie. Jean Grey is a phoenix, killing me over and over. Jean Grey. Boy, this is actually a really tough question. There's so many good ones, but I'm going to jump in, Jago, while you're thinking on it, and I'm going to say, you know what? I got to go out there and say Jennifer Aniston.
That's a good one.
Jennifer Aniston just does it for me in every which way. That girl is just like, she's great body. She's older and mature, but so sexy as fuck. And she got a great little rack on her, nice big perky nipples. She's just a gorgeous looking girl. I'm gonna have to say her. I can't think of anyone else right now other than her, but she would probably be the one for me.
Oh God, I'm old school, so I didn't really have a lot of time to think about it. And I don't really get off on imagine or like fake characters. You know, I don't do that. I mean, yes, sure. There has been some video game characters, females in games that have a nice ass. If you remember the original Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1, I don't remember that redheaded girl's character in the game. You could actually bend down behind her and stare at her ass, and it would make her blush, and she would run away from you. I remember that because I did it. I mean, that's how I.
Well, if I gotta do a video game character, I'm gonna say what's her name, B2 from the game Nier Automata.
Well,
just something about that character and that outfit, just amazing.
If I had to do a video game character, it would be just because her render was hot, but the girl that voiced her and the new Tomb Raider games. I can't think of the actress's name, but the render was hot and her voice was hot. But if you look her up online, she's hot too. But actress wise, because I'm old school and she was always sexy. If you don't know who it is, it's John Voight's daughter. You know who this is, Noof, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Angelina Jolie. Oh my God! You go back and look at her and some of those movies when she was younger. She's fucking she's still smoking to this day. What I've seen.
We got some good ones in the chat. We got some funny ones. We got Free Jack. It's got to be one of those chicks from The Witcher 3. Some he's meaning what's her name? Oh fuck! What the fuck are the two girls? Yennefer and what's the other one? Yeah, those ones. Board distracts as Smurfette. Well, I hope. Best thing about doing Smurfette is your dick's going to look absolutely massive.
You be able to carry around Smurfette on your dick.
John Leese and Cyber Gunter. Spider-Man likes my choice of Jennifer Aniston. Free CC Freelance, Wonder Woman. Dreadpool says Elvira. DJ Burt, well, he's Arnold ? I don't know what that means, but I hope he doesn't want to do Arnold. Cyber Gunter, Selma Hayek. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah, Cyber Gunter said that. Yeah, I saw.
Viper's got a weird list going on here. Liam Neeson, Selma Hayek, Barack Obama, and Cameron Diaz. That's a weird fucking list of ever. Now that would make a weird porno, that's for sure.
Cyber Gunter only. Cyber Gunter. God, Cyber Gunner. Who did he say? Salma Hayek from Salma Hayek
back when she's on Until Dawn.
Yes, from Dusk Till Dawn. Yes, when she's pouring the
Dusk
liquor
Till Dawn.
down.
Yes.
Yeah, when she's pouring the liquor down her leg into what's his name?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'd have licked her wherever she wanted me to lick her.
K-Slayer is saying one in the chat that I have no idea. He's talking about Neptune and Nepgear from the Neptunia games.
I have no
Free Jack says Triss. Yes, Triss and Yennefer. That's the one. Cyber Gunter says Shrek's girl. Well, hey, we know she likes earwax. And
that's Cameron Diaz. I could go all night, you know.
Cameron Diaz, yeah. I wouldn't turn her down. Jon Snow says RG Viper, Jon Snow. Awesome. Well, that's great, guys. Fantastic list from everybody in the chat. Once again, we're at the end of the stream. Again, do apologize on behalf of Primal that she ended out early and didn't get to answer this for herself.
That sucks. You dropped out, man. Damn it.
Totally. I was hoping she'd make it back, but it is what it is. We're about an hour and a half in. It's time to end the show. Want to thank everybody in the chat. Everybody who came out tonight. You were fantastic.
Yeah.
Most importantly, want to thank our amazing guest, Jago, who made this show fast, fun, entertaining, awesome as always, and furious. That's right. He made it fast and furious. That's right. That's right. He is the Vin Diesel to my Paul Walker, I guess.
Yes, I love you, brother.
Drago still there. What's going on, Drago?
What's up, Titan?
Poor Eve. Yes, we need to get that girl some fucking internet. Primal would pick me, by the way.
Or somebody give her a hot spot already.
Cortana's not a bad trip. Pretty sexy for a little blue woman that pops out of your head, anyway.
Cortana's a good one. Cortana from Halo 5. Yeah, she was fucking out. I will give her that.
With each and every game, she got a little sexier, a little curvier.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. But that is it for the show. We have a Primal Eve. She wishes you all a good night. You guys remember to find Primal Eve on Twitter, guys. All that good stuff. And we will be back here again next week. Jago, let everybody know where they can track you down, my brother. I know you guys had a fantastic podcast just before this one. Let everybody know what's up.
You can find me. First of all, I appreciate you inviting me tonight, man. It's been a long time. You're the guy that got me into podcasting. You will always be my brother. And one of these days, I will find your ass, and we will drink beers until we're stupid.
Well, that's going to take one for me because I'm already halfway there.
But either way, you're my boy. I was excited to do the show tonight. But you can find me. God, I've done this so many times, Noob, just like you have. You can find me on Xbox Live at Jago Kuken. You can find me on Twitter at Jago Kuken. You can find me on Instagram, which I don't post. I mean, I do post, but it's random for me. It's the same name. You can find me every Tuesday night on the Retro Renegades, either on Supersonic Stations channel, because it goes back and forth, or the Graphic God himself. Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we just bullshit. We don't have topics. We hang out. We talk about gaming news, but we try to be different. Kind of like if you ever listen to Will Me Hood, that's we do the same shit. I just want to thank everybody who showed up in chat tonight. Hit that like button for News, man. He is one of the most awesome guys you will ever meet in this gaming community. Don't listen to any haters saying all this bullshit I saw in the past about me or him. And so it's just haters, whatever. Just Noof is a really honest, genuine guy. He's one of the coolest guys you will ever have the pleasure of talking with or chatting with ever. And he just hit the like button for him and share it out.
Well, let's just say what you see is what you get, and I ain't much to look at, but hey, that's okay. You just got to come up with low expectations. We got some new in chat. We got Tay Meeble. I hope I pronounced it right. Tay Meeble, what's up? What if? Tay Meeble, thanks for being here. Greatly appreciate it. HR Bomber jumping in a little bit late, but always appreciate it that he showed up. Thanks to HR. And again, to everybody that's going to catch this on the replay, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. It's greatly appreciated, guys. Not long ago, I went over 1,000 subs. Never thought I'd see the day, but it actually got here. It's fantastic. I appreciate it. And I couldn't be here without you guys and without the support of people like Jago. We've been a podcast member. Kamito Hatsune, what's going on? How you doing? Thanks for being here. But yeah, I can't say that enough. So thank you guys again. We are fun. We would try to be fun. Like I said, it's a little bit of a different podcast. It's kind of like what Jago and them are running. It's sort of, it's a little bit more laxy-daisy, not as serious, not as, all game focused kind of thing and stuff like that. So we definitely appreciate it.
There's enough of those. There's
a lot of those, yeah.
That everybody wants us to listen to during the week, but that's why Retro Renegades, I love that. I love being part of that. That's why I always try my damnedest to jump in here with you guys. Yeah, I mean,
absolutely. And big love to my brothers, man. We got Stinking Corpse. We got the Graphic Supersonic Station. Who else is on it with you? Crispy Bomb?
Crispy Bomb. Actually, Jeepers Creepers part of it too.
Jeepers Creepers now, right?
Yeah, and Daz, but he hasn't been able to be part of it for a while now. So, but
you get Dazzy. Got to get Dazzy on here one of these nights. Yes, they're a fun group, guys. Go check them out when you get a chance. They're on Tuesday evenings. But until then, we're going to be back with you again next week. We'll see you all soon. Have fun gaming, no matter what the platform is, guys. It's all about the game. Just have freaking fun. Yeah. Stay away from the nonsense. We like to shoot the shit once, so nobody's going to lie. Sometimes we have a little bit of fun with it, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're all gamers. We love games. We support the companies. We just want to see them all do good. We want to see them be competitive. We want to see them push each other, because at the end of the day, we've already seen that when they push each other hard, we win at the end of it, because we get better consoles, we get better games, and that's the bottom line. Texas Lean, thanks for the peace out, guys. Well, see you all again next week.
Later, guys.